A few days ago, Trump once again tried to end the Russo-Ukrainian war, and I decided to make a short video about it. A 28-point peace plan was suggested, and at some point I even believed that peace will come soon. But no, the war continues. By the way, I'm working on a very interesting video about the Victory Day in Ukraine, but I decided to take a short break and talk about the peace plan. And I also want to remind you that if you want to see more content, you can support me on Boosty. Link is in the description. So the United States presented a 28-point plan. In my opinion, this plan looks like a compromise, like a draw. No one loses anything, at least anything significant, and no one gains anything significant. Ukraine keeps its independence, its army, and can join the European Union, all without losing anything. Russia gets the remaining part of Donbas and nothing more. There are only two big cities, Slavyansk and Kramatorsk. In my opinion, these cities have more of a symbolic significance. The Slavyansk was the city where the 2014 rebellion started. Kramatorsk's pre-war population was 150,000. In Russia there are hundreds of cities larger than that. And Slavyansk is even less. Russia doesn't get the remaining part of neither Zaporozhye nor Kherson regions, and withdraws from Kharkov and Dnipropetrovsk regions. However, the main thing is that people would stop dying by the tens of thousands. This plan obviously didn't please either Ukrainian or Russian patriots, because there is no victory in it. It's a draw. And I completely understand the Russian side, while the Ukrainian side, well, as always. In Ukraine, there are again major problems with electricity, with scheduled power outages for every day, and also major problems at the front line. At this moment, fighting is ongoing for four major fortress cities: Pokrovsk, Konstantinovka, Kupiansk, and Guliai-Pole. This is not to mention the advances of the Russian army on other fronts, like the area near Orekhov or Seversk. I'm not even talking about the situation with mobilization and people being kidnapped from the streets. Oh, and also the scandal about Zelensky stealing funds from the energy sector. What a big surprise. There is an opportunity to end this mess, and Ukraine loses nothing. Putin said that this plan can be discussed, and when Zelensky released his video address, I believe that soon there will finally be peace.
Ми, звісно, сталеві, але будь-який, навіть найміцніший метал може не витримати.
If Ukraine were guided by logic, it would realize that this is a perfect way out. Ukraine is already destroyed. Millions of refugees will not return from Europe, and the dead soldiers cannot be brought back. This country can't be saved, but the Ukrainians could try to save it. I would like Russia to win completely, but this way at least people would stop dying. But all those who want a complete victory for Russia shouldn't worry, because after his speech Zelensky went to Europe. And after that, the Ukrainian authorities stated that they don't agree to limiting the army, forgetting about NATO, or giving up territories. And Europe introduced an alternative plan, which didn't include these points. It's quite obvious that Russia can't agree to such a plan, and therefore the war will continue. Don't forget that the main goal of this war for Russia is to neutralize Ukraine and force it to abandon its intention to join NATO. And if someone really believes that peace can be achieved in this moment, the chairman of the Verkhovna Rada stated that the war will end only when Crimea is returned to Ukraine. To be honest, even after everything I know about Ukraine, I was still shocked. Yes, I have a video where I talk about Ukraine being a suicidal state that has one goal and nothing else, a country with a national idea of fuck Putin. And still, I was surprised. Seems like Europe really wants the complete destruction of the Ukraine and a war until the last Ukrainian. I don't know how much longer this war will continue, but it's obvious that Ukraine will suffer more and more. By the way, I'm thinking about making a detailed video about all the attempts to make peace with Ukraine, starting with the Minsk Accords. There have been many attempts already, and each time the conditions for Ukraine are getting worse. If you're interested in this video, please write me in the comments.